Alright guys, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do barbecue, and barbecue is a noun and not a verb. We have two, as much as I hate to say it, Boston butts totaling about 24, maybe 24 and a third pounds total, and that's a lot, but that's just more barbecue. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some cheap yellow mustard. I've already cleaned these off and patted them down. So we're just going to take mustard. A little bit more mustard. Alright, now we're going to take a rubbed, it's a rub I made, you'll see a video of it, time lapse of me making it pretty soon. Looks very red, it's not hot, it's a lot of paprika, nothing major, a little bit of cayenne. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Salt, brown sugar, onion powder, garlic powder. Nothing major. Excuse me. You will get dirty, nasty doing this. Make sure you got plenty of paper towels ready. Since these are so large, we will be cooking them for a while, a long while. I dare say maybe close to 16 hours. No special grill, just an old Weber. Don't need one of those fancy big green eggs. Just need skills. And some secrets. Alright, so now I have these rubbed down. They will sit in the refrigerator overnight. Alright guys, it's 8 o'clock and we just got pork shoulders on the grill. We got some lump charcoal, some applewood chunks, some applewood chips, and down there's a couple fire blocks and a couple tins full of apple juice. Fire blocks kind of help keep the heat indirect. The lowest I can get this temperature right now is about 250 dome temp. Yeah, it's crawling back up around 250, which means the grid temp should be about 275, which isn't bad. So it's going to cook a little faster than normal. So it's 8 o'clock now. I'm expecting about 10 o'clock tonight they should be done. We'll check back later. I'll have to keep adding more charcoal. That's the kind of charcoal I'm using. You get big chunks, little chunks. That's the applewood. And the chips. So we'll check back in probably about an hour or two. Alright guys, it's been about I think 6.5 hours. We had a couple rainstorms. I messed my heat up pretty bad. So, but we're still getting there. Been doing every hour or so, throwing some lump charcoal pieces on there, some apple chips, and some apple wood chunks. So hopefully, yeah, by late tonight, these will be ready to pull off. I checked the temperature a while back, and we're still between 130 and 140 all the way around. After a while, I will rotate the shoulders so that way the other sides will get closer to the heat. Alright guys, we're going to go check on the pork. It's been on for about 13 hours. Temp's been up and down through the storms today. We got a nice bark on them. Let's see if what the internal temp's going to be. Wow, it's looking really good. Alright, obviously the temperature on the small one is going to be a little bit higher than the one on the big one. The bark looks good. Go for a temp. What you want to do is let the temp get up to about 160 slowly. And then it's going to take probably an hour and a half to 2 hours to get up to 180. And when that happens, all of your fat has congealed, which means all the fat's broken down. So we're going to pull these off and wrap them up in aluminum foil and towels and let them sit in a cooler for a while so the meat can rest, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, I'm back. You saw me make a couple sauces, Carolina Gold and a Julio sauce. The Carolina Gold is mustard based. The Julio sauce is vinegar and pepper based. Since I'm right on the border of the barbecue line, I try to make both. I prefer the Julio sauce, but Carolina Gold seems to be fairly popular. But what I had to do, I run out of time. I let the pork shoulders get up to temp about 160, and then watched them. Got up to about 175 for about an hour straight, so I know all of the fat rendered, or collagen, all that stuff. But since I ran out of time, I had to wrap them up in aluminum foil and wrap them up in towels and let them sit in the fridge for a while. So what I did is I got my sauces back into the pots, brought them up to a simmer. I had to cut the barbecue, or the shoulders, up into chunks. I cut the chunks with the grain, so that way we still have pulled pork, and I put the chunks of shoulder in the sauces and let them cook a little bit, let the sauce get into the meat, and it helps the meat pull better. These are about done, as you can see. Yep, that's ready to pull. Oh yeah. So once I get this final batch done, I will be bagging them up, and I'll show you how much barbecue you can get out of 24 pounds of pork shoulder. Alright guys, for some reason I messed up and bought gallon Ziploc freezer bags. Gallon's way too much for servings, so I packed them about a third full. I got 5 bags of Julio sauce and 3 bags of Carolina Gold. After 24 pounds of pork shoulder, that's what I got, and these are the scraps. This bone, and there's another bone off the other shoulder that I already gave to my dog. Here's just some bark with just got a little bit too dark, and some fat. But everything else turned out good, and I'm happy. And you can't do this to make money. You have to do it because you enjoy it. And if you put in the effort, the results will show.